you're mostly going to see this in terms of what I wanted with Leo and Calypso and Reina and all that. Because those are the two arguments I feel the strongest about. My Cleo argument and my Reina argument. And for those of you who follow me on Tumblr, you know Reina is my favorite character. She is my child. Like, Reina, out of all people, has gotten me through so much because she goes through so much and she doesn't break. She just keeps going. And that's, like, important to me. We are here to talk about Blood of Olympus. And I know, those of you who know me are probably wondering, where was this video a week ago? Camera memory loss mostly. Also, this weekend was homecoming and I had a swim meet. So, no video for that. I feel so strongly about this book, and I really don't want this series to end because it has gotten me through so much. The series right here got me through so much, and it's allowed me to meet so many amazing people and be part of this great fandom and help me improve my writing so much. So, thank you, Riordan. I'm going to give you all a brief summary description-ish of what this book is about for those of you who either have not read the Percy Jackson series or have not read the Heroes of Olympus series, or both. If so, I don't know why you'd be here because my blog on Tumblr, which is probably where you're watching this right now, is mainly Percy Jackson, although I have had a bit of an affair with Once Upon a Time recently. Basically, there are these 7 demigods named Percy, Annabeth, Piper, Jason, Hazel, Frank, and Leo, and they are all on this magical ship to go to Greece and stop Gaia, the ancient earth, not even goddess, just like primordial deity, from awakening. Basically, just go read the Percy Jackson and the Heroes of Olympus series. I don't know why you would be here if you hadn't, because it's the last book ever and ever, ever. Time for my real thoughts about this book. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why did you just change shirts? And do you know that that's not a Camp Jupiter shirt? Yes, I do. I don't have a Camp Jupiter shirt as much as I wish that I did. My Camp Half-Blood one is from Camp Half-Blood Austin that I went to between 6th and 7th grade, I think. But this is to express my love for the best part of this book, the Reina and Leo chapters. Do you know how excited I was when I first got to that first chapter that said Reina? Can you imagine my excitement for just a moment when I read this little word right here? I knew it was coming, but it was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna be inside my head. This is the best thing ever. And it did deliver. It was amazing. Reina and Nico chapters were the best part of this book. As the person who started the Rey Nico fandom, please stop shipping, because it was a crack ship at the time. Platonic Rey Nico is where everything is at right now. Everyone agrees that those were the best parts of this book. Undeniably, this book. I loved going through Reina's journey and Nico's journey and seeing how these totally broken characters stayed so strong without needing another person in their life. Like, that's such a big thing, because in these books, everyone finds love. Even Leo. And I will get to that because I absolutely, oh my god, don't get me started on Cleo. Reina's backstory with the ghosts in Puerto Rico and with basically what happened, why her and Hilla had to leave. That was great. I feel so bad for her, but I had a theory like that was like their dad was scary and abusive, and as much as I hated it, I mean, it came true, and I love Reina so much. The book starts out, they're on Ithaca, which is Odysseus' island, and for those of you who don't know, who didn't read my Percy Jackson fandom stories during the whole week that stuff was going on, I got The Lightning Thief with my first copy of Mary Pope Osborne's Tales to the Odyssey, so they've always been like hand in hand. And they went to Ithaca, and the whole scene with the suitors and the marriage bed, that was so great. Even though Jason almost died within the first 40 pages, he is so useless. He's such a great character. But he's been so useless, and he redeems himself in this book. And I like him, and it's great, but he's been so useless. But then the scene when Jason's all like, Annabeth's fingers trembled. After all the things she'd been through, Jason found it odd that she would freak out now while Piper acted so calm. Then it occurred to him, Annabeth could afford to be scared for him. Piper couldn't. She was completely focused on trying to save him. And I was just like, oh my gosh, my heart. Jasper is and has always been one of my absolute favorite things, despite being a diehard Reina fan. It should be a conflict of interest, but it really isn't, because, I mean, I ship Reina with everybody, like, literally everybody. So they're on Odysseus' island, and the suitors are evil, and Jason encounters the ghost of his mom again. I wasn't totally into this book at the beginning, but I mean, I got through because I was like, Ithaca, I need to know for Ithaca, for science. And then they get over that whole thing. They get over all the stuff going on in Ithaca, and it's just another quest, and they're just finding out information about how they should sail, and it's boring. And then we get to the Reina chapter. Dive bombing a volcano was not on Reina's bucket list. Her and Nico and Coach Hedge going to Pompeii with all those restless spirits and the wolves and Orion. Reina kicked butt with Orion. I am not joking here. Like, he was every nice guy, every friend zone guy, pretty much every single guy at my school and in my grade. Because I live in Arizona where everything sucks. She just like killed him and slayed it to him, and she got the cloak, and I'm getting way ahead of myself. But I love how her and Nico had that same habit where they twist the ring. I should go get my Reina necklace with the ring on it. I made this necklace when I was in 7th grade going as Reina for Halloween because she is my favorite character. Her Hilla ring. And I loved how she would like twist it around her finger and Nico would do that. And it was like he got a sister again. Like, he got Bianca again. Except, you know, Reina and Bianca are totally different. And I mean, he loves Hazel and all, but Hazel's younger than him. Hazel's his baby sister who he gets to love and cherish. I mean, she's technically older than him, but younger than him. She was born in between him and Bianca. But Reina and Nico in general, it was so beautiful. Reina chapters melted my heart. We finally got to find out what Aphrodite / Venus had told her in Charles. Like, no demigod can heal your heart. I do not care. I literally do not care if you pair her up with freaking Magnus Chase in the next series. Like, I get that. That might have been what that's alluding to. I don't care if you do that. Like, give another heterosexual couple in here. If I can read Reina in that next book. I honestly don't care if she can just be absolutely amazing in that next book. Nico's journey was so great because he went from feeling so alone and so helpless, and then he became friends with Reina, and I was like my heart just went through so much together. Him and Reina and Coach Hedge, and they all bonded and they saved each other so many times, and he stood up for her against Octavian, and then at the end with Will Solace, Solangelo is literally the best thing ever. Their ship name literally means sun angel. Like, that's great. I ship it to the death. I know not everybody does. I'm looking at you, Taya, but I like that so much now. And of course, Platonic Reinico, still above Solangelo in my book, but it's because there's Reina in it, and Reina is above everyone else. After this book, if you don't like Reina, I don't know what's your problem. If you don't like Piper, or Hazel, or Frank, or Jason, or anyone except for Leo after this book, I don't know what the problem is. If you liked Leo before this book, and you don't like Leo after this book, I completely understand. Because there's this one passage. Where is it? Leo's talking about, oh my gosh, like, I always feel so alone on the ship because there are all these couples. There's Calypso, and it's like, she's the best thing ever. I mean, I only knew her for like a week, and we only talked for like 3 days out of that week. And then she kissed me at the end, and I know she like changes personality for every guy that comes to her island. And the whole time, when he was just bashing Percy for leaving her there, I'm like, her name is literally the Deceiver. I'm pretty sure that's what it is in Greek mythology. Like, Calypso, Medea, and Circe. Triangle pyramid thing of evil sorceress in Greek mythology. I'm just saying here. I really wanted Calypso to get off that island and then just totally like go completely insane violent. And that is still my theory for what happens after this book. She's gonna go like freaking kill Annabeth. She is using Leo to get off that island. I guarantee you of that. She does not actually like him. They were gonna go to Ithaca and mention Penelope and the suitors and be like, Penelope was so faithful and Odysseus was so faithful, even when Hera mentioned like the sanctity of their marriage. And I was like, how can you not bring up Calypso there? He literally stayed on Calypso's island for like 7 years. And then Percy apologizes for not getting Calypso off that island. Let me get this straight. He says that when Calypso cursed his girlfriend in Tartarus and caused them both extreme amounts of pain, that it was his fault and not Calypso. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, Percy? Are you kidding me, Leo? I am so freaking done with Leo in this book. Leo in The Lost Hero is like up here. Leo in Mark of Athena is like right here because of the whole Frank situation. Leo in Blood of Olympus is trash. It's like, I would have rather seen Thelico happen than Cleo in this book because Cleo is so freaking unhealthy. And I mean, Thelico is unhealthy. Thelico is the thing that you can cross off your bingo list in every single game of bad fan fiction bingo ever. Now I know there was one scene when they're in Athens and the whole thing happens where they like awkwardly make out for 5 minutes in front of Piper. I really want someone to draw that. It was so perfect. Like, he hadn't called her wise girl since The Lightning Thief. And I know that got on everyone's nerves because everyone's so used to reading bad fanfiction words like seaweed brain, wise girl, oh my god, oh my god. But it felt so right. I'm so glad we didn't get point of views from them in this book because it really made every moment feel like that much more cherishable. Not to mention House of Hades is stark full of their point of view. Like, you literally only read House of Hades for their point of view. Now, not to be too perfectly straight canon ships here, let's go to that scene when they're in the Cave of Fear or something like that. Piper and Annabeth. Piper laughed, which surprised her. Fear and love really were related. At that moment, she clung to the love she had for her friend. Come on. And I said, Piper Beth is so canon. To get back to Reina, and that beautiful, beautiful scene with Thalia, which everyone pretty much has agreed by now, if taken out of context, sounds really, really full of innuendos. Oh, I kind of went blah, blah, blah through the Leo chapters. I rejoiced for joy in the Reina and Nico chapters. And with the Piper and Jason chapters, I literally just was like, Jasper, 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 Jasper. And when Percy and Jason called each other bro, they're such white boys. And then when Jason saves Percy at the bottom of the ocean using his little tornado thing, I loved that. I loved so much of this book. And then Piper and Annabeth and getting that cure that was totally wasted on frickin' Leo. They go through all these mini quests, which I actually didn't care at all about, to find these ingredients for the physician's cure, which is pretty obviously going to be used on Leo. I'm just thinking this is such a waste. This is literally such a waste. Why can't we have, like, Frank passionately burn up his stick to stop Gaia because to storm or fire, the world must fall. You know what I mean? Instead of Leo, it's going to be Frank with his stick. And then we put the physician's cure on Frank, and then Frank gets freaking noticed for once. Literally him and Hazel, background, background, background. So at the end, Percy raises Gaia through a nosebleed. And then the one drop of blood comes from Percy's nose and hits the ground. And they wake up Gaia. 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 Same difference. And then it goes to this freaking adorable scene. Okay, so I knew Solangelo was coming. That was one of the things that everyone had spoiled for me. I knew it was going to be there. I knew it was a thing. But I was like, oh, Will Solace? I mean, yeah, sure, I remember him. I mean, he's the Apollo cabin leader that didn't die. I remembered him like, oh yeah, he was the guy who gave Leo the tour, all that stuff. Solace is wearing all black. And he hasn't covered up his blonde hair. And here's Nico in this Hawaiian shirt. It's been drawn so many times already. I don't really think I need to give you a picture. Put that down, Will hissed. What are you doing here? Me, Nico asked. What are you doing? Getting yourself killed. Will scowled. Hey, we're scouting the enemy. We took precautions. You dressed in black, Nico noted. With the sun coming up, You painted your face black, but didn't cover that mop of blonde hair. You might as well be waving a yellow flag. And I know you guys were all like, oh my gosh, Octavian's death was really weird and scary, and like, how was Will not totally freaked out by Nico doing that? It was the funniest thing ever when I read it, because he literally died because his toe got freaking stuck. Piper asks after Raina's health, and Jason does not. You're really a son of Zeus there, Jason, just forgetting about all your old girlfriends, you know. Raina only wished she could walk through this one place in Rome with you. Raina only took care of camp without you and you didn't give her any recognition. Raina did so much and you don't care. You don't even notice. You're freaking Jason. I mean, you're great for Piper, but I'm bitter. And Jason's heart lifts when he sees Nico and not Raina. Yeah, because I really want Nico to just call him out on that and just be like, Jason, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Spray bottle. Stop it. And everyone hails Frank as the new praetor, and it made me so freaking happy. And then they kill Gaia by throwing her up in the air. So his robes get stuck in the trigger of this giant, like, cannon ballista thing. And Nico just keeps thinking to himself, some deaths cannot be prevented. And everyone was like, this is so dark. And I'm just like, this is the funniest thing in the whole book. He dies because he's so stupid. Will, Nico said, we can't stop him. Sola stared at him in disbelief, but Nico remembered his father's words at the Chapel of Bones. Some deaths cannot be prevented. And then Octavian becomes Halley's Comet. And I'm just like, someone please draw this. Someone make this funny. Like, you guys are all like, this is so dark. I mean, he let Octavian die. And I'm just like... And then, you know, Leo sacrifices himself. With the beautiful Jasper scene on the freaking roof. That was beautiful. It's like parallels everywhere. They'd spent hours talking, looking at the stars, and eventually, finally, holding hands. All of that couldn't be fake. And then here. About 2 in the morning, Jason taps on Piper's window. And they're gonna go to the roof of the cabin like they did in her fake memory at the wilderness school. And they dance and they watch the stars, and then it's a real one. And she tells him she loves him. And I mean, I know they're only like 15 and it's not like a super big deal, but it is to me because this book is over and they can be however old they want. They can be soulmates for all I really care, because this book is over now and I don't get to hear about them breaking up or anything like that. They're soulmates and they're going to be together forever, and this is not too soon. And freaking Hazel are going to get married and Nico's going to be the flower girl. Even though Hazel's only like 12 right now. And then they say all these nice things about Leo, and then it goes to Leo, who is trash. And those are my thoughts on the Blood of Olympus. Well, actually, not totally. Basically, Raina's up here. The rest of the girls are up here. The rest of the guys are right here. Every single other character and ship. This is Leo. This is Cleo. Remember to subscribe and like and comment this video, or reblog it if you're on Tumblr watching this, which you most likely are. And I hope you all like my video, and I hope you all like my necklace, and I hope you all like my immense love for Raina and my immense love for the freaking Raina chapters in this book.